to Some Random Guy Speaks. I am your host, Tony G, and we're about to get started. This topic is going to be something different. I said, you know what? I need to get back on doing some other videos in regards to other things instead of politics all the time and things, though, because it is what it is in regards to that. But I wanted to talk about a topic where most men, as far as a topic that most men can relate to. And that is what we talk about is called the passport movement and the brotherhood of the passport movement as well. I don't know why these guys like to line up and park right next to each other, man. It's just the craziest thing ever, man. I'm an Uber driver. I'm over here sitting in the ride share parking lot. All this space around, you got to park right next to me. Man, I hate that. But at any event, the show must go on. I'm not going to move. But yeah, so other than that, the brotherhood of the passport bro movement and things. So yeah, I have a passport, and I've talked to some of the other brothers that have passports as well. So, where you have like Western mind men that are seeking and looking for women, that's more traditional and values, seeking marriage. We're going to dive into this topic and things, so because I think it's very, very important to talk about it. So I figured that I'll talk about this thing early in the morning and get this out the way. So yeah, so let's go ahead and go into it. We'll wait for other people to come into the room and then we'll have at it and things. So Western-minded men, we're still traditional as well when it comes down to seeking a mate. Far as a wife for marriage, you want to have children, lineage, and all that other stuff. So I know there's a large amount of men that seek that, and then you have other men that may not want to be want marriage, let alone children. That's a smaller percent. Most of the men, especially the guys that I know, they would love to be in a marriage and things like that. And yeah, let's talk about it. So the problem right now, if you're in the Western world, we know there's a big, big issue and a big, big disconnect between men and women. Let's just face it, because the way things are going right now, and it's just the divide has gotten a lot worse with the Me Too movement, all these other type of organizations that were formed, victimhood, blaming, shaming, screaming, hollering, and shouting at one another. It doesn't make dating, let alone getting to know a woman, very, very easily, or and so forth. So I had a conversation with one of my passengers in the car earlier today, and things, and she's like 30 years old. She lives with her dad. The typical like nurse. And this is one of the reasons why I always tell a lot of men to stay away from women that are nurses, psychologists, lawyers, truck drivers, cosmetologists. The list of these type of women to stay away from, because they're very, very toxic and things. So um, she was just telling me about her relationship that she was involved with. It was two guys, two losers though, and I asked her the question. I said, um, are you seeking to for marriage? She said, yeah, and she said that she didn't want to settle. And I hear this from women a lot, especially in the Western world more so. They say, I don't want to settle, I don't want to settle, I don't want to settle. So I had to dive a little deeper to ask her, well, what is your idea of settling? And things. So you hear women that talk this stuff all the time. I don't want to settle. I don't want to settle. You know, they all act like they are the prize. You know what I'm saying? And really, ladies, I mean, just level set you guys a little bit. Most of the average women that talk like this, they're just average looking. And I'll say the girl that was in my car, she was probably about a 4 or 5. She was not no glamour queen, overweight. You know what I'm saying? But she talk as if she has a lot of leverage in this game. She's already 30. So I told her, I said, It's not about settling. It's about, finding someone that you're going to be compatible with. And if that guy got a job and if he's doing something with the intent, and maybe he may want to do something a little better, or maybe he may be content where he's at, because that shouldn't matter if you're going to be with somebody. If as long as that guy is going to love you and take care of you, and you take care of him, that's all that matters. So every time I just got cringe every time when I hear Western women talking about, I don't want to settle, I don't want to settle, and it's like, well, you're average. You're an average woman. So I asked her, I said, do you have a lot of men pursuing you for marriage? Do they want to hook up with you for marriage, or they just want to date? A lot of women, when I ask this question, they always say yeah, and they don't. They got guys they want to hit, but they don't have guys that really want to that seek them out for marriage. Because if they did, she would have been already married. And I think with Western women, they have lost. Western women have lost um, when it comes down to them being traditional, they have lost some of the values for women. Because a long time ago, 1950s, 40s on down, a lot of us wasn't around, but women understood that they really needed a man, and if they wanted to have children, they weren't messing around waiting until they 30, 36 years old where it's too late, geriatric pregnancy and all this other nonsense. They were getting on the ball. They were dating with the intent of getting married. That's the thing about it. So yeah, so that's why I mentioned it. I gave her some advice about that, because I said, you're 30 right now. I'm not going to reveal her name. It's just a passenger of mine. But I gave her some advice, and I give advice in things, and I take advice as well. But in this case, she's 30 years old. And I said, well, you don't have a lot of time to be messing around here. You're 30 years old, and if you want to be married, you should be dating with the intent to be married. Because I said, when you next time you look around, you're going to be 40. You're going to be 35, right? So I just wanted to let her know that, because and then the thing with women, and this is another thing though too. Women, when they go and try to find men, most of them really don't. They really, because they date with their emotions, right? They always say that I'm looking for Mr. Right. I'm always looking for, and this is one of these type of things. Um, in my opinion, I find that most women do not pick very well when it comes down to date selection. And there's guys too, but I'm just talking about women right now. Women right now pick men for other type of reasons, and they're poor at it. They're not great at it. They're poor at it. They don't really do a great job when it comes down to. I'm talking about women when it comes down to mate selection with a male. They don't do a very good job with it, right? And she's 30 years old. So what's wrong with this picture? I said, soon you'll be 35, right? You don't have a lot of time. Have you? You know what I'm saying? And you're just average, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. The guy that she's gonna pick is gonna be average too. There's nothing wrong with that. You know. So, uh, and that's another thing too. She's a nurse, so nurses put in a lot of hours. She made good money, but she puts in a lot of hours, right? And the thing about with nurses and things like that is that they have this thing, like, they tend, a lot of them just kind of date these project type of guys, thinking that they can fix them and everything, and all the stuff, and it's just gonna work out, because they have this nurturing thing about themselves. It's always about nurturing. It's kind of like, okay, I take in a stray cat, stray dog, and all the rest of this stuff, and that's the mentality I find with a lot of these type of nurse type women. Some of them are great, for marriage, but other ones are not so good. But getting back on the passport, far as with the Brotherhood of the passport, these are men, generally, men in the Western world. that are fed up. They're just tired. They tired of dealing with women, right? The traditional Western women. The Brotherhood, that's why I put this title, The Brotherhood of the Passport, because these men in the Western world are tired. They're just tired of dealing with Western minded women. Western minded women, they see things differently when it come down to the whole dating thing. A lot of them don't date with the intent of marriage. It's a lot of reasons with women that's out here. Mostly, we hear them say, "I'm going after the bag," and I'm not going to say that for all Western women, but I'm saying there is a large amount of Western women that do date or chase the bag. It's not about really dating. It's all about the money and getting free things, though. And these women have been known of doing this, white, black, and other. You know, and with Western-minded men, especially myself, I don't even date anymore because I see what's out there in the dating world, man. It's terrible. So what I do, like I have a passport, and I'm in a council of men that have their passports that have traveled overseas as well and done things, and basically that's what I'm looking to do this year as well, is to go over to these other countries because I've never been to Asia before, but I want to go to some of these places, because I was even looking at the African women online too. And what's nice about with some of them that I have seen, they seem to be a little bit more feminine, a little bit more pleasant and polite for some of them, as well as some of the Asian cultures. I don't big up Europe like that because that's the Western world, though. I've talked, there's guys, man, that's live in Sweden. I've talked to, because I'm an Uber driver, I pick up a lot of people all over the world. I talk to people, men from Sweden. I talk to guys from Finland, Scandinavian countries, UK, France, Germany, you know what I'm saying? Keeping it real. Spain, keeping it real. Yeah, man, it's not a good thing. The Western world sucks for men. And if you're an average man that lives in the Western world and trying to date with traditional values, looking for a wife, you're not gonna. It's gonna be very difficult trying to find that here in the Western world. And I live in the United States. I live in America, and a lot of these places are not. They don't. A lot of these women, man, they have a mindset differently, where it's about the lifestyle, the money, the lifestyle, and being taken care of. That's all, and without very little effort on their part at all. Versus the women in the Eastern cultures, they killing them over there in the Eastern cultures because they are more traditional minded values, and it ain't even about convincing Western minded women about Eastern is better, because I don't get into those debates at all. You know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing to debate. If you got a woman that is more light minded, right? First and foremost, that have traditional values, that have been raised with traditional values. And the thing that I always encourage men when dating, always date a woman that have a mother and a father, because it's gonna make it so much easier. Because chances are she's gonna be more open and more, I guess you say, open and like-minded for marriage and wanting to have children, versus in the Western world, we got away from that type of stuff. The gender wars have already been over. We're not looking for Western-minded women that don't share traditional values, want to be a wife, want to have children. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to be like these Denzel Washington, Brad Pitt, and all the rest of these guys. Because there's a lot of great women overseas in these Eastern cultures as well, and they are seeking men, right, for marriage. Still the traditional thing, and a lot of them are educated too. A lot of them speak more than one language. You know what I'm saying? And They just want to be married. You know, I could just name off the top of my head which countries that men should be visiting. Thailand is one of them. Philippines, right? You got Vietnam. You know, you got some of these countries right off the back, man. They have so many women over there that in all these women, they want to be married. And out of all those women, most of them, I ain't gonna say all, but most of them, when it come down to tradition and family values, they have it over the Western women by a landslide, you know? Because, like I said, you have women over there that are also educated, they speak more than one language, right? And when I say about education, a lot of them have like degrees and stuff like that. They're educated, as I mentioned several times, and I'm gonna keep mentioning education because when you hook up, when you actually marry one of these type of women, you're gonna be in a relationship, and she's gonna be happy being with you. Now, with Western men, we automatically know we come with an advantage because the money that we make in America or in some of these other Western worlds, it automatically becomes a catch right there. And all we have to do is just find the one that seek traditional values, that want to be married, and want to have children. There's nothing wrong with that, though. You know, if we can't see and find it in the Western world, then we have to go to some of these Eastern cultures in some of these countries in order to obtain that. There's nothing wrong with it at all. So the Brotherhood of the passport that that I know a lot of guys got passports, and I know a lot of men that are single. You know, a lot of men that are single, especially in the so-called black community. It's a dumpster fire for relationships right there. You know, so you know what I'm saying, I don't even have to go back down that path. But as I tell the brothers and tell others, man, that it's time to go on and get your passport and start looking into these other countries. If you want marriage, if you want to be married and have children with these traditional family values, this is what you should be doing, you know, because you're not going to find it in the Western world when it comes down to women. You see anybody that watch these gold digging prank videos and all that, that is the mentality that you're dealing with in the so-called black community. It's a wrap. I wouldn't even waste my time, man, and I haven't dated in a long time, and I won't because it ain't nothing out there, you know. We're talking about family values, we're talking about marriage, and also for you guys, a lot of men still want to have children, they want to be married, and it's like that's what I'm saying. You ain't got to be single running around here trying to appease these Western women. It just ain't gonna happen because you always hear them. You hear the Western women all the time talking about, "I don't want to settle. I don't want to settle. I don't want to settle." They don't date with the intent of marriage. They just date. Most of the time, they just dating just to chase the bag, which is the money. It's the money first, right? And the three things that always hold true with women, especially in the Western world: money, dick, and attention, man. That is the three things, though, right there. Money, dick, and attention, though, especially in the black community, is even worse. So when you know those type of things, man, that's when you know that the game has changed. I wouldn't even waste my time, though. Why? Why waste your time and then sit up here and complain about it? And there's more single, sexless men that's single, and this is just some weird, bizarro land type stuff, though. We ain't got to be in a weird bizarro land. We ain't got to get on social media and blast out women. They already did that with that red pill. I don't even consider myself a red pill community guy. I don't, because I don't even know any of those guys. You know, I've heard of some of those guys, but the solution is we don't have to tear down this dysfunctional women. I just choose not just to stay away from them, and I go elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? And I have done that before. You know, but right now I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and do a video about the men with passports and stuff like that. A council of brotherhood of men, and as an Uber driver, man, I talk to a lot of men, man. And you know what? White, black, and other, Hispanic, Arab, you name it, Asian. I talked to an Asian guy yesterday. This guy is 30 years old. He's from China. You know what I'm saying? Chinese dude. And we had a great conversation. Mr. Wayne. I talked to Mr. Wayne. I said, Mr. Wayne, let me ask you this question. He's 30. But he came over here all the way from China to drop off some packages in my car. It was like a round trip. It was $100 trip, man. I said, yeah, I take that trip. That's what I love about being an Uber driver, man, because it's the best thing ever. But besides that, so I had a conversation with him, and I have heard about leftover women in China and stuff. China, that's why you notice I never even mentioned China for dating. I would not encourage no Western man to go to China looking for a wife. He said, I'm a Chinese man. He said, the women in China are very difficult to date. And I said, Mr. Wayne, please elaborate. So he said that, well, for starters, you are expected to have either a house or a nice apartment, and it don't stop there. They want you to have the education, they want you to have the money, right? They want you to have all these things, right? Before they would even consider dating you. Dating you. And Korea is bad too, man. Ooh, Korea, China, those are real bad. They worse. So I said, damn. And he said, these are the prerequisites in order to go out with them. Because you're going to be dealing with their parents too. Do you have car? Do you have house? See, these are the things. Yeah, man. I said, man. And then he was telling me that, in Chinese culture and tradition, if you have like a family, brothers and sisters, and they have offspring and they go into college, guess who got to pay for the college? And they have to rotate, right? To pay for, like if I'm Chinese, right, and I have like a nephew or a niece, and then my turn come up, I got to pay for their college tuition. That's why it ain't easy being Chinese, man. I say, damn. I got a friend of mine from China too, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so when we think we got it bad here in the Western world, there's guys that are living China, Korea that got it even worse, man. You know what I'm saying? They got it even worse. So yeah, I ain't trying to deal with that stuff, man. You just want to be able to go to one of these countries where the cost of living ain't up to wazoo, as far as taxes and all this other stuff, where you can be able to have a fighting chance. And all I'm saying is that as good Western men, we just deserve to have a fighting chance instead of all this other BS, man. Where they go to some of these other countries, check it out for yourself that I plan on doing, and give yourself a fighting chance. Because the cost of living in some of these countries like Vietnam, Thailand, Philippines, for a person that's making even $50,000, $60,000 a year, you know what I'm saying, you can be able to give yourself a fighting chance. And if you're over $100,000 a year, you really give yourself a fighting chance. So, like I said, this ain't no knock towards Western women, but it ain't happening, man. It's not happening at all. I would just say, get your passport, look into some other options, and that's only if you're interested in dating or you're interested for marriage, right? If you're interested in either one of those type of things or children, I would say look to some of these countries. You know what I'm saying? Some of these Latin countries and things like that, and things. I'm not really big on that. My nephew went to Cartagena, Colombia. It's not one of the places that I would go because we already know they have the big sex. I should say sex pack thing going over there in a lot of these countries. In some of these countries, you got to be very careful. But that's why I don't even mention some of these Latin countries though, because some of them can be very, very dangerous. You don't want to be messing around over there when people are putting shit in your drinks and drugging you and shit like that. It's not a place that I would recommend. Places that I want to go is going to be places that's going to be safe, not places that I got to guard my drink, worried about being drugged and stuff. That's why I never mentioned the Latin countries though, because a lot of them are dangerous. You're going to go to Colombia, you go at your own risk. You go to DR, you go at your own risk. You go to El Salvador, you go at your own risk. I'm not going to any one of these Latin countries though at all. You know what I'm saying? I go to places where tourists, where we're going to be protected, and I ain't never heard anything. Not say it don't happen, but I never really heard anybody being drugged or being murdered for being overdosed going to the Philippines and Thailand. You know what I'm saying? I never heard anything like that. So that's what I'm talking about. And I'm not on no sex pack type of stuff. I'm going because I'm looking for a wife that is traditional, that wants to have children, right? And want to share my world and get on my program. That's mainly it, because I don't consider myself a difficult man or whatever. I know what I want, but I'm not looking for someone to be argumentative, combative, disrespectful, right? Being put down in front of me or my friends. I'm not looking for any of that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that is, it's just good to be a man and know what you want, because nothing wrong with a man that want to be married with traditional values and looking for, and then want to have children as well. And you're just not gonna find it in the Western world, man. It's gonna be very, very, very challenging. I'm not gonna say you ain't gonna find it, but I wouldn't waste my time though, man, and things like that. Because over here, if you notice, the bar scenes are closing down. I'm sorry, nightclubs. Nightclubs ain't never been a spot to even pick up and find women in the Western world. And even if you do go to these bars and nightclubs, because the Western world women, because now that they're out here making money or whatever like that, and you ask them, um, and here's the mind of the Western women: whatever she makes, if she's making, let's say 40, $50,000, and that's not even the average of Western women, but let's say if she's making 40, $50,000, she's gonna expect her man to make over $100,000. They all have this mindset that he have to be making more, which I understand, but they don't really have the marriage part, the marriage mindedness down either. They don't have that as to what men are looking for, right? Men want to be, they're looking for a woman of traditional value, a woman that is that's looking for marriage, want to have children as well, and to be a support, right, for their man, you know. And I'm gonna say there's some good women out there, especially out there in these Eastern cultures and stuff like that. They're gonna have you get your diet together and things, because if you can find, it's like there's a guy, he has a wife. I think his wife is Japanese, right? So over there in Japan, and with the Japanese, they have their particular diet is obviously different from the American diet, and she got him on her diet: lose weight, feeling great, being healthy, and things like that. And with Eastern women, for most of them, they know how to prioritize cooking, and a lot of them have a career job too, but they go home and prioritize for their husbands when it comes down to food. That's one of the things about it. The guy that I know, man, he's married to that Japanese woman, and the thing about it is, he doesn't even have to go out here and buy fast food. Now they'll go out. Now she may cook like about 5, 6 times a week, somewhere around there. Excuse me. So she'll go out there and cook, right? Yeah, but on the weekends, they go out for, it's nothing wrong with that. They'll go out, have a special day out, special night out, and they'll go out to dinner, go out to the movie, go sightseeing, doing all the other stuff. And I think that's a really beautiful thing versus, you know, she's not cooking, right? Because that's a raw deal. What are we getting? To be married in the Western world, what are we really getting? You know what I'm saying? Because especially in the black community, it's even worse because you're not getting the healthy, prepared foods that you would normally get when a woman really care about you, because it's a certain amount of education that you have to have when it comes down to diet, and fitness and all the rest of this type of stuff, you know. So I find that you would find that more so in some of these Eastern cultures versus in the West, you know. And in the West, it's bad when it comes down to finding a good woman for marriage. Eastern culture, you can find that a lot easier, you know. So that's what we're going to talk about. So these men know what they really want: family values, right? When it come down to a wife that is marriage minded, that want to have children, and the support for her husband. And I always say the support always come at home, and it starts in that kitchen as well as in that bedroom. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of Eastern women understand this. This is why Western women get a big fat F when it come down to that type of stuff. You know, because again, it's about, well, she's happy when her husband is happy. Western women mindset is all about her being happy. And the old saying goes, any man that tries to make a woman happy is a damn fool. Because you can never make a woman happy. I don't live my life to make a woman happy. Her job is to make the man feel happy. And this is why a lot of Western women are losing, you know. So, like I said, you know, I would look into these other things, these other countries and stuff. I said I wanted to talk about this because I haven't did the passport stuff in a while, and since I'm in the council of the Brotherhood of brothers with their passports, I said, because we have these conversations a lot. A lot of these brothers are single, right? They suffer from the same situation. You know what I'm saying? Just like you see the gold digging prank videos, and that's pretty much what we're dealing with. You know, and some of these women, Western women, don't realize they are gold diggers. You know, it's all over the world. But I'm just saying, you can spot them out easier. At least I can. You know, I don't worry about no gold diggers. I ain't afraid of it. I mean, I don't even see. That's the thing about it. I'm not. I don't. That's not. See, that's the thing about it. I never dated a gold digger. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even talk about stuff like that. What I'm talking about is simply this: men or women talking about this. We're talking about family values, finding a woman that share these values, man. You know, far as being wanting to be a wife, wanting to have children, and wanting to share your world. That's what we're talking about here. We're talking marriage-minded women. And if you can't seem to find a marriage-minded women in America, then you got to go or anywhere in the Western world. Because, like I said before, I'm an Uber driver. I've been doing this for over 10 years. You know how many men that I have talked to about these type of topics? Like I said, the Chinese guy yesterday, he's 30 years old and he's having troubles just to be able to find a good woman in China. You know how bad it is in China where you have to have a prerequisite. You pretty much have to have a house and lots of cash and money just to be able to get past the parent. I'm telling you, stay out of China. Don't go to China if you're a single man, especially in the Western world. It's very difficult to deal with them. Then they got this leftover woman thing. They're so delusional. High education, right? They they're up in their 30s, going on 40 years old with this high education. And they say, I don't want to settle. I don't They share the same mindset that the Western women. And this is why a lot of Chinese men don't want to have nothing to do with Chinese women. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I done heard that story so many times. I got one of my very good friends. He's from China. He's from Harbin, right? North part of China. Heilongjiang, right? I'm telling you, I stay out of China, man. I wouldn't want to deal with that. No, they don't even come up. Korea, South Korea, that's another no-no. I would not go to them places, man. They're just, man, I'm telling you. That's why you notice when you see Chinese men going to Thailand and these other places, that should tell you something right there. You don't go to these Asian countries talking about, I'm going to find myself a traditional wife. They're just as bad as the Western-minded women over here in America that a lot of us are getting away from. We just don't want to deal with them, right? Because what are we getting in return? If she's not about family values, want to have a legacy and be a good supporting wife, she's looking for this for a man with the bag and all this other kind of stuff, putting very little work in or at all, and all the rest of the stuff to go right along with it. I don't want to have nothing to do with that. And then, like I said, the Philippines, anybody that's touched down in the Philippines, it's going down. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of good Filipino women over there, man, and a lot, they speak their mother language. Some of them they speak, as far as English, that's the prerequisite. So they learn English in K-12 already. This is what makes Philippines a little bit more attractive than Thailand because their educational system over there, and you're going to be able to communicate and talk to a Filipina, and the cost of living in the Philippines is nowhere near the cost of what it is in the United States. And that might have gone up a little bit, or maybe about 40 some odd percent now for the cheaper to live over there in the Philippines as opposed to the United States. Think about that though, So, but most of the thing though, and I got a soft spot for the Filipinas because a lot of them, the ones that I have interacted with, they all want to be married. It's so many women in the Philippines alone, man. They're single. A lot of the men over there are gay. You know what I'm saying? So you have a big, huge dating pool right off the start. You know what I'm saying? As long as you got your head right, you're not suffering from any type of insecurity issues and unnormal social tics and all this other stuff, then you good. You good. You know. Like I said, if I was over there right now, I would be in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because they're very supportive. If I ran a business, guess who would be right there supporting me? It would be her. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. They're excellent as being wives, and they love to take care of the house. They love to cook for you. They just love doing the things because they understand what's it like being an actual wife. You know what I'm saying? And being supportive. You won't find that in the Western world. You know what I'm saying? Look at the divorce rate, child support, all this other nonsense. It's not going down here. So, gentlemen, you're just gonna have to cut your ties, man, and face the facts. You know, nothing wrong with getting older, but over there, they don't see age as being a hindrance. It's like commonly you'll see a 25-year-old with somebody 50, 60 years old, keeping it real. I've seen guys that's like 70 years old dating these women over there, you know what I'm saying? So age is not a factor like that. Not like the Western world, Who needs it, man? You know what I'm saying? They don't even date to be see in the Western world, women don't even date with the intent of being married. They just date to see. It's usually a lot of it money and sex. That's why I say money, dick, and intention. Those are the three things that a lot of them are on the Western world. You don't want to deal with that stuff. You got to. That's why I say, man, why search for a needle in a haystack where you can go where the party is? You go where women want to be in a marriage. They ain't gonna date that long. They want that. See, one thing with Eastern women, they date with the intent of being married. For most of them, not all, but most of them, they want to date with the intent of being married, and they want to have children. They want to share your world, support your world, and that's why I say Eastern women, African, some of these African countries or whatever like that, same thing. Whatever your flavor is, that's all East. It's all Eastern culture. And what I like about Eastern cultures is that a lot of them have family. The family, man, the family is the most beautifulest thing ever, and they have a support from their family. Mother, and I always tell men, I always date a woman to have a mother and a father. That makes a big difference. You can go as far as Ethiopia. Same thing, same premise as the Philippines and the rest of them. Same premise. They have a mother and a father. They're highly religious, Christian values. You know what I'm saying? Ethiopia is one of the places where you can find yourself a wife. You know what I'm saying? A wife that support their husband. That you know what I'm saying. So in Ethiopia, family is major. It's a big thing though, man. In church, because you may have to go to church. You have to be Christian, man. You know what I'm saying? And these are the things that Ethiopians pride themselves on besides their coffee. You know what I'm saying? I'm just using these some of these cultures, country and cultures as an example of what there's a lot out there that we all, cause, but just because I'm a Western male, there's still some things that I can still relate to. You know, I love family. You know what I'm saying? And their food is awesome. If you ever had Ethiopian food, it's some good food though. You know, it's awesome food. And you're gonna find an Ethiopian woman that's gonna know how to cook, know how to support her husband for marriage and having children and being religious, whatever it is, though, right? You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be the most religious person, but if you're gonna date them, they're gonna expect for you to be in the church. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's different. Their church is different over there as it is over here in America, man. It is. In fact, I would consider them to have the purest form of Christianity. You know what I'm saying? Because they've never been conquered. Think about that. All 88 books of the Bible, they have it all. They've never been conquered. It's not. Don't think that people haven't tried. The Arabs have tried. The Italians have tried. Got their ass whooped. There's a lot of them that went over there to try to conquer Ethiopia and got their asses handed to them. So Ethiopia never got conquered. So that means that they have their culture intact. They have their religion intact. So this is another prized place that I would highly recommend to look into and seek. If you're white, black, or other, man, go to Ethiopia, right? What's another place to visit and go? Um, Thailand, right? You always heard that about Thailand before. Now, I wouldn't go to Pattaya and those places, Soy 6, Soy 5, Soy 4. I'm not on the sex pack stuff. I'm looking for a wife, right? Not all this other type of stuff. Now, I don't get into man's bedroom in regards to what he does, but it's not my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? I want, like I said, because with Thai women, the same value go. You know, they want to be married, they want to have children, they're big on family, right? But let's just keep it real. You have to be made aware of the sex life over there. I mean, sex, because over there, these women, they start off about 18, 19 years old. They get into this because, it's poverty, right? You know what I'm saying? So the sex tourism in Thailand is big, you know. It's like over $6 billion industry, right? Just for the sex thing, though. They ain't gonna never shut that down. But I think when Western women find out that you want to go to Thailand, they think that you're over there on some sex path stuff. You know what I'm saying? Being a sex pack, being a whoremonger over there like that. And I ain't gonna say every man that go over there ain't on that. You know, there's some guys that are on that, but that ain't my business though. You know, I don't check another man for his business like that. You know, if that's what he wants to do, then that's what he's gonna do. And that's what women gotta understand. Men are gonna always do what they want to do. You know, but I would say that the Philippines, in my opinion, will be one of those places that I big up. You know what I'm saying, as well as Vietnam. And the cost of living over there in Vietnam is very reasonable, cheaper than it is in America right now. Also, they also are big on family values as well too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these countries are big on family values. Just kind of keeping it really real, in regards to that. Because, I mean, I talked to, he's one of my moderators, Omega. I know he's talking about going to Brazil. Brazil. There's guys that I known that went to Brazil. What from Sao Paulo to Rio, de Janeiro, Cali. I mean, see, what's the other one? Salvador, Brazil, and Empanina. You know what I'm saying? So cost of living is a little cheaper. The Brazilian women are very, very beautiful. Same thing though. You go over there. Now I haven't been to Brazil. I would like to visit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they got the samba thing going on. Women are very beautiful. People over there in Brazil are very beautiful, man. They stay fit. They stay in shape. So that's another thing though too. They look to family values and things like that. Family, I would say la familia. Yeah, family is big in the Latin world, as you already know. So just to give some of these guys a heads up, if you're not big on family, you're gonna have to learn to be big on family because they do everything family. Family is always important, because you get in a relationship with them, you're gonna be going over houses and visiting. So, what's it? Family is gonna be big, in the Eastern cultures and stuff, which I do miss because in the black community we used to have that before now, so we don't have that no more. But we used to have it. And when we had it, it was awesome because not only that, we had our family come over, family visits, cookouts, family reunions. And then, my family still have family reunions. But that was more of the norm. You don't hear people talk about family reunions no more. And we had a sense of community. We knew all our neighbors. We knew each other. Versus now, people don't really know their neighbors like that. They don't. You know what I'm saying? So the culture and the values and all that stuff have diminished in the Western world and things, which is very, very sad. But like I said, gentlemen, you don't have to be over here waiting around and things like that, trying to find the one. I know a lot of the guys and the brothers too just giving up dating. You know what I'm saying? They're just giving up dating and stuff like that. Man, you ain't got to go out like that. I mean, there's places out there, man, where these young, vibrant women, you know what I'm saying, that's looking for they're traditional women at heart. They want to be married, and they're not expecting a man to have a super lot of money. But you already come with value. If you was in the Philippines, man, with what we make as Americans, man, shit, you know what I'm saying? You be doing all right. You know what I'm saying? If some of these places like, was it Brazil? I think they make about $400 a month. You making over that? You making over that? And most of Americans, we ain't making $400 a month. Think about it. Do the math, man. We come as a catch, man. Thank you for the like too. I appreciate it. So automatically we come with value automatically. Because as a man, we expected to be able to take care of a woman. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that. These women want to be taken care of. They want to seek a man for marriage and have children. Man, these Filipino women alone, they are itching and jumping. They want to be married. Ain't no messing around. They want to get in a relationship. I was there right now. I'd be in a relationship. I dated Filipinos. I'd be in a relationship. But it's something about the Eastern, when you get her in her own country, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Because look at the competition with women. And I meant to mention this. The competition in the Philippines and in the Eastern cultures is crazy. The competition in women and men, especially in the Philippines, is crazy. Do you realize that beautiful women in the Philippines, average guy that's over there, he's used to seeing it all the time, man. It's nothing. Most of these women are single. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the ratio to women and men is in the Philippines alone is scary. It really is. So why have this mindset of being this type of dude, right? That's got to jump on the first thing. You ain't got to do any of that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is be nice, friendly, because as a man, if my intent is to be married and have children, that's all that matters. Because they all gonna ask you what is it that you're looking to do. You're looking to be in a marriage. I am looking for a husband. I love doing the Filipino accent, because I got friends that are Filipino, so I know their accent, when I hear it, you know. Oh, I want to be with you. You're so nice and so kind to me. Oh, I want to be with you. And there's nothing wrong with it, though, man. And I do the accent out of love, not out of disrespect. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man, so that's the thing about it, man. Family values, right? Because a lot of them are Catholic, and you find you a good Filipino over there. There's a lot of good Filipino women, Vietnamese women, Thai women. Let me see. You got Laotian, Myanmar, whatever. You got a lot of these places, man. Singapore, Indonesia. You got a lot of great women over there in the East, man. We don't have to just stay with the tradition over here in Western world women. I mean, I'm not dogging on them. I would say this: Western-minded women here have lost what it means to be a wife, right? Or what their primary function is to reproduce. It's not about your career and all that. All that's secondary. But since they have lost that tradition, it turns a lot of men off that are looking for that tradition in the wife. It just does, man. I just say, man, I mean, there's guys that I know, cybersecurity guys, engineers, they're all flying overseas. Like I said, I talked to Mr. Wayne, Chinese guy that I picked up yesterday. He's 30 years old. He flew a round trip to drop off some packages and stuff like that to one of his clients, and then he was flying back to China. Right? He's from Shanghai, and Mr. Wang had a very very good conversation. And like I said before, he's 30 years old and single. There's a lot of Chinese men that's catching it in their own country. You think it's just Western world? No, it's not Western world, man. Oh yeah, and now don't leave out Japan too, man. Japan, and I love Japanese women too. I love women in general, but Japanese women right now, they also are feeling the crunch too because a lot of their own men are not even dating, man. It's like, yeah, they're not even out there like that. So, yeah, Japan, Japanese. I would stay away from China, and I would stay away from Korea. South Korea, I would stay away from those places. Those are just a few places that I would stay away from. Stay away from those. Those are not places that I would go tell me I'm going to seek a wife. It's not happening. They are on that feminism on steroids, man. And when I talked to Mr. Wang says, hey, he said, I'm going to have to consider maybe going to Thailand or somewhere like that. There's Chinese men going over there to Thailand to get them a Thai wife, or the Philippines wife, because they can't seem to find what they are looking for here, over there in China. Same thing like with us as men. There's guys is making over $100,000. Shit, I even do that. And I'm an Uber driver. I do that, right? I'm just saying. So if it was just the money, then why am I not married, right? Because there's a lot of other things. It's not mathing up. It's not jiving up. You know, I'm expected to have the money to take care of her, but I can't seem to get no peace, right? At the home, quiet, or the support, or even a hot meal. Why should I want to marry somebody like that when I'm not? It's uneven. It's all about what I got to give for her and not what I'm getting back in return. It's a raw deal. That's why I never married. Not in the Western world. I'm not against marriage, but I'm not going to put myself in a situation. Why do that? Why deal with that type of stuff? I got to turn this car around. Man, that sun is coming up. But yeah, man, this is a topic that I like to be able to rap about. And I said I'm going to start doing more on the passport things to kind of put some awareness to some of these guys and try to give them an encouragement and things like that. Because I already know a lot of men are not marrying these women. They're not dating. Even I heard that the nightclubs, and back in the days I used to hit the nightclubs. Nightclubs are closing down in America now, for those that may or may not know. And they've never been a place to pick up women. But it's so bad now when they be trying to do these speed dating and stuff, where there's a whole bunch of women show up, the guys don't even show up. If 10 of them maybe the most, they don't even show up. Because once again, gentlemen, it's a raw deal. It's like, why deal with that? It's a raw deal. messing around with these women, it's a raw deal. We're not getting, for what we're spending out, we're not getting nowhere near what we should be. And this is why the passport bro movement is spreading like wildfire, man. You know what I'm saying? That makes more sense than being an angry man online. That's why I find that whole red pill community stuff, it's just weirdo stuff to me. Because why live vicariously or hear other men go off on other women? I'm not even about that stuff. I won't even get in these conversations like that, man, because it's just weird to me. What makes sense, if I'm looking for a car, right? I want a car that have low mileage, right? A car that's got a nice body on it. It's not all rusted out, falling apart. And I'm looking for reliability and dependability, right? That's when it's men, that's what we look for the cars. We like to make sure that those tires are in good shape for a used car. It doesn't need no alignment work. It doesn't need an engine. It doesn't need major front end work and all the rest of that stuff. So, and that's pretty much how it's like shopping for a car is like shopping for a wife. That's where I equate it. You know, if I can't, if it's a particular car that I'm looking for, some of you guys like imports. Nothing wrong with it. Japanese, whatever. You know, some people like imports. You know, nothing wrong with that at all. But where you think you're gonna find a good import, you may have to go in some of these other countries over there if you're gonna find yourself a wife, right? And somebody that you're gonna be able to have children with, man. That's important because life is more to it, man. We weren't meant as men to be single. We can be because men can survive a long time being single. Women, on the other hand, they need more of a man than you know what I'm saying, than the other way around. We just choose if we want to have a wife or children, we can do that. We can do that. You know, for some of us guys, we got less days ahead of us and more behind us. It's time to start reevaluating some things, man, and stop following these old tropes and traditions. And you may have to step out of your culture. There's nothing wrong with it. Talking about, yeah, I'm gonna keep it real in the black stuff. No, we ain't got nothing, man. Keep it real what? Everything ain't nothing. Some guys may like black women. Nothing wrong with it. I like black women, but guess where I gotta go to get them? If I can't get them in the Western world, I gotta go somewhere else. It's just how it is. You know, African women. I just talked about the Ethiopian woman, and there's many more of them, man. I mean, you know, from east to west to north and south, you're gonna find something in Africa, you know, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Traditional women of the East. You know, that's what I've been talking about. Traditional women of the East, looking for marriage-minded women, right? That want to have children. That's what this whole topic is about. The brotherhood of the passport movement, man. It's a brotherhood, and we should be in council with other like-minded men that share the same values, that looking for a marriage-minded woman, right? That's what it's about. And there's nothing wrong with having counsel of men that's on that, you know? How and then you talk with men that have found their wives, what did they do, where they went, and so forth. Man, this one guy, man, he's married to a Japanese woman. He's been living over there because he's a school teacher over there. And his his wife, her father, I think he owns some type of corporation, and he was going to set him up to run one of his corporations over there in Japan. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that that's going to be the case all the time, though. Another guy, he's married to a Japanese woman that she's generation samurai. You know, for the samurai, her family is a family of samurais. You know, which I thought was very, very interesting. And with his wife, she's Korean. She speaks English and Japanese because that's another thing. Um, you know, you're gonna, you know, if you can accept that you're gonna have to You're gonna have to marry out, which is no problem. Your children going to have an advantage because they're going to be able to, they're going to have the best of both worlds, whether it's white or Japanese, black or Japanese. They're going to, you're going to have some beautiful children right off the bat, and then they're going to be able to speak, Japanese, which is, if I rolled Japan and it did a Japanese thing, that's what it would be, where they would learn Japanese first and English secondary. Japanese will be their mother language, and then English will be their second language. And there's a reason for that, right? Because I want to have, if for us with children, I want to be able to have it where they have an advantage, you know, in things. And then I would prefer to have them to be raised in Japan. That's another thing because a lot of our American culture, especially the black culture, is very toxic. But I would prefer to raise my children. If I marry a Japanese woman, I would prefer to have my children in Japan, where their first language would be Japanese, and then English second. And then I wouldn't have to worry about the toxicity in Japan very much as opposed to the United States, if that makes sense. And this would be the precipice of any other nation if I were to marry that woman or whatever, because you got to look at the society in general, right? That's what I'm looking at because American Western culture, there's a lot of things that need to be corrected. And the problem, especially growing up in the black community, and I got to tell the truth for what it really is. That's why I said it's a dumpster fire today, because the so-called black community is not a community anymore. It haven't been a community since the 80s. It's been deteriorating to the point that we don't really have family. And when you don't have family, you don't have nothing. We don't have a support system, and it's hard to raise children around a toxic environment. It would be better if you have, let's say, children, and if you're having children in another culture outside of the American Western culture, don't get me wrong now. I love America now. America is America. But what I'm going to say, I got to tell the truth. When it comes down to raising a family, America is in the process of getting corrected. But I'm not going to take that chance in dealing with a woman in America when they don't even have the the intent of being on the date to be married. They have this intent that they're dating. They still trying to find it out. She said, "I'm trying to find myself." I done heard it all. I don't want to settle. These are all conversations that are very toxic to me, and I stay away from women when I hear that type of stuff. Anytime I hear a woman say, "I don't want to settle," what else? She always say, "I gotta find myself." All this type of stuff, man. It's a turn off to me. So that's why I don't deal with that. You know. But yeah, I try to have real conversations or real live to kind of get people to think a little bit, right? Because that's what we need. We need more thinking today, man. We don't think enough. We don't really think enough. This TikTok stuff is for the birds, man. You always swiping, have a attention span of a goldfish. Something wrong, man. I like to be able to, I like videos way more than shorts anyway, because when you're listening to lives and videos, you get more out of it than these TikTok, Instagram, swipe with the attention of a goldfish. And that's what some of these people, because they've been so used to doing it, they don't have attention span for very long. So that's another thing. But some of you guys that have listened to me, and I appreciate the one like, it's better than none at all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just wanted to do this because this is going to be more of a video to me, and I appreciate the other like too. By the way, thank you so much. But yeah, I'm just putting out awareness, getting more men, white, black, and other. Hey, it's time to roll out, man. It is what it is. We cannot be messing around. Go to places where we can be, because like I said, you don't have to be no young guy, good looking guy, man. If you are a good guy and you don't have any of those issues, you're gonna find a wife, man. And like I said, Philippines is it's really a training wheels for people that never been out of the country. Go to the Philippines, man. I would say there. Start there. Go there. You know, cost of living is nowhere near like it is getting a nice hotel, stay for a couple of weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and have a great time. You know, over there, because besides sightseeing, you know, you can run across and meet somebody. You know, and when you meet somebody over there and things like that, and you can be able to evaluate her and make sure that she's the one or whatever. But Filipino women are some of the most sought after for marriage because they are marriage minded, not like Western world, but East. They are marriage minded. They want to be married. They want you to be the man. Let's just get that out the way. You're not gonna get in no power struggle. You know what I'm saying? You know, keeping it real. KL says facts. KL says the Western women is finished. Yeah, they really are, man. Western women, man, it's a wrap. You know, it's a wrap because they don't have marriage. Marriage is not the mindset of Western women at all. You know, playing games and what else? You know, the three things I like to say: the money, dick, and intention. These are the things that they live off of, man. And you cannot be in a relationship if a woman have that in mind, money, dick, and intention. That's not gonna make a good wife. You'll find yourself in a divorce real fast. It's not something that I would recommend, man, at all. So over there in the Eastern culture, we already know what it is. Beautiful women. Shoot, I'm a black male myself, man. And one of the things, now I got a little criticism a little bit about some of the sisters over here, especially because I don't like the I don't like the weave stuff, man. Wouldn't it make sense? I mean, that's another thing. I may as well go be with the woman that with the hair it come from. It makes more sense because I don't like that stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? But over there, you got traditional women that is loving, man. You know, I figured you was KL, man. Man, what's going on, my brother, man? The Brotherhood of the Passport Movement, man. The brothers are rolling out. That's one thing about it. The brothers is rolling out. He know we don't have nothing. We don't have ish in our community. Come from the shits, you know. Facts that we he stinks. It does, man. Salute. It does, man. Man, that weed, man. Corn chips, to say the least, man. That patting of the head. And that's the thing about it, man. Man, I cringe dealing with them in the Western world, man. Yeah, man. I gotta keep it real though, KL. Man. I said I'm gonna start doing more videos about this again, cause that's the thing about it, man. I can't deal with that. I'm a strong black woman. I can't deal with that type of stuff, man. We got see the thing about it, as you already know, man. I don't know how old you are, man, but we just you know you wasting your time here, man. It's so much of this stuff that we could talk about them, what they ain't doing. Cause like I said, you know, it's frustrating, man, and that's what I be trying to say. Uh, the white guys, they're experiencing some of the same issues with their women too. Cause as an Uber driver, I talk to a lot of these guys, white, black, and other. This Asian dude, let me tell you, KL, the Asian dude I picked up, Mr. Wayne, he came over here from China. I picked him up at the airport, did a round trip. That was $100. Made $100 in 30 about I would say about 30. I would say about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. So he was telling me about China. Yeah, yeah. He was telling me about China. Yeah, facts is all racist. Yeah, I know it's so frustrating. Yeah, it is though, man. And China, man, that's why I tell the brothers especially, stay away from China, man. Don't waste your time over there, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we think it's bad over here in all right, I could say sis is still worse. But Chinese women, most of them, you expected to have You got to have a house, right? You got to be making a certain amount, right? You got to have all these things, all these prerequisites just to be able to date the average of them. And Mr. Wayne was only like 30 years old. I said, damn. I said, no wonder I see more Chinese men going to Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam and stuff. It's true. Oh, they go to Africa too, man. There's some of these Chinese guys that marry African women, Ethiopian women, man, and they bring them back over there to China for some of them. I say, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Leftover women and all that. Their their expectations, as well as they're in a delusional state because they really think because I got this high education, I can expect to have a man at the same equivalent. It doesn't even work that way. And that's why they're leftover women now. They got them over there. Korea too. Stay away from Korea, man. If you don't know KL, stay away from Korea, man. I tell all men, do not go there. Do not go to Korea. Don't go to Korea. Yes, a lot of them are in Ethiopia. Yeah, man. I did a piece, man. Ethiopia. Woo, man. There's some beautiful women in Ethiopia, man. Ethiopia. If you're gonna do black women, you may as well go to Africa, especially East Africa, man. Ethiopia, man. That's some beautiful women over there, man. And what I love about the Ethiopian women, because they have a mother and a father, most of them, they're very, very family orientated, man. And a lot of them are Christian, and they've never been conquered. You know, that's what's up. You've been there 3 times. I haven't gone yet, man, but I would like to go. But I know I got a friend of mine that's Ethiopian, and when I was in high school, the days, it was a good friend of mine. So I kind of learned about the culture then. But yeah, man, they do stick together, as you already know. It's gonna be hard trying to date them, for what I understand, unless if you may be in on the inside. Yeah, I know I would though. Coffee is big over there too, right? Yeah, yeah, man. Never been conquered. They have their culture intact, man. And it's something to be admired, man. Yeah, I always got a soft spot for Ethiopia too, man. The women are beautiful, beautiful women, man. Got their hair beautiful, got them sister bodies going on over there because they are. And then the food, I love the food. I love Ethiopian food. The injera, man, the injera, man, and what else I like over there? That Burberry chicken and spicy lamb, and they got those I call them Ethiopian greens. You know about it. You know all about it, KL, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. I said to myself, man, I wanted to kind of, do that. My nephew visited Cartagena, Colombia. I'm not big on Colombia, man, because it's still dangerous. As you already know, KL, man, the brothers are being deleted over there, man. I don't want to be in a space where drugging and, getting robbed, that's not a good thing, man. Yeah, they love black men from America. Yeah, you talking about Ethiopia? Yeah, that's a beautiful thing, man, you know. Yeah, they're very sweet though too, man. The ones that I have met who are over here in America, but they are I like I like feminine women, man. Women that is very feminine. Yeah, they're very feminine, you know. They have like this femininity, that I like, Fit and friendly, being feminine, And unfortunately, the sisters over here in America have gone away from that. See, I'm a guy that don't like tattoos on my women though, KL, man. I don't like tattoos at all, man. It's a big turn off to me. Every guy's different. I don't like that, man. It's not one of my things that I don't like besides the weave. I don't like the tattoos. And I don't like masculine women. Masculine energy. It's a turn off to me right off the back. Because, you may as well go be with a man then, what's the point? I got to be with a she-man. No, it don't make any sense. What is it, the Klingons, Klingon mating ritual, that you got to get into a physical altercation just to let her know that you're attracted to her? That's if you're a Star Trek fan. The Klingon mating ritual. When a Klingon man strikes a Klingon woman, it lets her know that he's attracted to her. Oh, man, that's so damn funny, man. The Klingon mating ritual. Oh man, the Klingon mating ritual. And that's what it's like, cause I'm gonna be really honest with you, KL, man. I'm gonna be really honest. When I watch, and I'm a Star Trek fan, right? You know, so to keep it real, I look at the Klingons, man. They remind me of how it is in the black community, to be really honest. And that's sad for me to think of it that way, man. It's like it's rough because you know the Klingons are warrior race, and they're one of my favorites out of Star Trek. You know, Klingons and stuff like that because they're warriors and all the rest of this stuff. And you know, it's just with the women. That's what you gonna be doing, man. Man. Ooh, that's funny, man. Oh man, gotta get into a Klingon mating ritual with some of these women. Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, that is funny, man. Yeah, that is funny, man. Ah, man, I can go on that one. Yeah, let me get off that tangent, man. I can go on that forever. Yeah, man. So with some of them, man, it's rough, man. Yeah, I grew up in the black community too, KL. I know exactly what's going on, my brother. I do. It's a dumpster fire, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. It's a dumpster fire, man. I know you miss the days of Kevin Samuels, don't you? Yeah, KL says the juice is not worth the squeeze. It really isn't. It's not. The juice is not worth the squeeze, man. And then that's the thing about it, though, KL. You missed the days with Kevin Samuels. I'm sure you did, you know. I used to watch Kevin Samuels, man. It was like popcorn. I enjoyed just for the entertainment of it all. It was a beautiful thing, man. Oh man. Oh yeah. Oh, you say, oh, he is well missed. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I knew what you meant. Yeah, he's well missed, man. Yeah, KS, man. Kevin Samuels. For those that didn't know, Kevin Samuels was one of the best that ever did it, man. He was polished, man. He had, man, I miss that guy, man. He was polished, man. And he was a beacon for the brothers and the hope for a minute, man. But Kevin Samuels, I think he passed away. What was he, like 56, 54, something like that? Yeah, yeah. You said, oh, yes, KS is well missed. Yeah, he was, man, well missed, man. He was well missed, man. And sometimes I still watch his videos. It's not the same anymore, though, you know. But I haven't watched him in a while. But he gave some excellent, excellent advice to not only the men but for the women as well, too, man. And for the women, the sisters had he gave them the game though, KL. He gave them the game. And what did they do? They just what is it? They just effed it over, man. They didn't like him because he was telling the truth, man. He was telling the truth. And I wasn't expecting very much. Kevin Samuels did turn the mind of some of the sisters around. Because, like I said, the good black women in America are already taken. They're already gone, man. They're taken. So we don't really have a whole lot left but a bunch of 304s and all the rest of the stuff going on. Thoughts, you know, and the Suki Hanas, the Miss Sexy Reds, Gorilla, um, Megan Thee Stallion, Cash Doll, you know. And I don't really see Cash Doll out there as hardcore as those other girls. You know, I take that back from Cash Doll because I think she's in a relationship. I think she's having a child. She's from here though, you know. Too many hyenas. Yeah, you're right about that. It's the mind of the female hyena, man. Man, I was over there watching that documentary myself about the hierarchy, the social hierarchy of the hyena. And for those that don't know, the hyena, the female hyena If she's a mother, she scores high on the social hierarchy. Pretty much how it is in the black community, right? Because she's a hyena, so she eats first, then her daughters and the sisters and all the rest of them, they all are treated very well. And then her male pups, and then the male is actually the female hyena is bigger than the male hyena. We know that we got some similarities, just like a lot of our sisters. They're a lot more larger than the average man. Kevin Samuel's been exposed to this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing though, dealing with this type of stuff. So yeah, I see where you're coming from with that. There's a lot of similarities with the hyena in the so-called black community. That's for sure, man. That's why we know we got to roll. We got to roll, man, in these other countries because we don't really have anything. I would say we have it worse than whites, Asians, Indians, Arabs, Hispanics. We have it worse than they do. You know what I'm saying? Because at least in their cultures, you know, the cornerstone in their community or the pillar of their community is the man. You know, that's who their support is. But with us, it's the black woman. She's been elevated purposely on this type of stuff. She has been elevated to be the man. You know, it's sad, man. So yeah, man. That's why I said I'm gonna go ahead and do this one today and things like that. You know, and we talk about it and stuff because I do have my passport, and because I plan on wanting to go over there, man. I would like to visit Ethiopia. Yeah, Ethiopia, man. That's a beautiful thing, man. Got their culture intact. You know, people share out the same. Yeah, man. They share out the same thing as you already know, man. Yeah, that family for real right there, man. Yeah, to sit there by yourself in an Ethiopian restaurant is unheard of, man. They always have dinner or whatever, you know, in company with each other, man. It's just how it is. Yep, just how it is, man. And I do like that, man. I really like that. Yep, I wish we had it going on like that over here, but unfortunately we don't. And it's gonna get much worse than it is now, though, as you already know, KL. It's gonna get much worse, man. But yeah, man. Yeah, that's one of the biggest things that I like, man, about you know, some of these Eastern women. They have it all day over the Western women. If whoever I get with, man, and have the children or whatever, it's gonna be a big advantage, KL, because they're gonna have the language. Can you imagine though if you married an Ethiopian woman, your children are gonna automatically they're gonna be able to speak their language. I don't know what it's called. You have a better idea than I do, but they'll be able to speak their mother tongue language first and foremost, and they will have a tight knit family unit because they will know everybody in Ethiopia. You already know it's family over there, man. You have that cohesiveness. You have that union, right? You have a mother and a father and a mother, not just a mother raising children. You actually have a real community. And that's what we have been longing for here in America, where the so-called Western world black community does not have that. We do not have a cohesiveness. We don't have solidarity. We don't have any of these things. And this is what really makes the situation where we see like a lot of divorce rates are so high. And that's straight across the board, well over 50%. But in the black community, it's way higher than that. Divorce, yeah, people don't stay, yeah, blacks don't stay in a marriage long enough. I think we even less than 30%. We used to be 30% married. That even dropped. That's even dropped though, man. So that's why the brothers got to roll out. And this is a SOS telling the brothers should know by now. Passport moving ain't secret no more. You know. Yeah, KL, what you think about these women, these out of control women that's following the passport bros getting on these planes, acting a fool, following them to the countries. That's crazy too, man. I've been hearing about stories about how the passport bros have been antagonized, being antagonistic from these women, and they just going in on them, man. They just, that right there, man. Um, if they're not, see, with the Western women, they say one thing and they mean another. If you're not so bothered about these brothers that are traveling in these other countries seeking a wife, seeking marriage and children, then why are you following them? Why are you talking ish to these brothers? These brothers ain't talking ish. We ain't talking ish because y'all don't want to be with us. But I just find it very, very strange and hypocritical. It makes no sense. We're not doing that. I don't harass women and go in on women because they don't want to be with me. I could care less. You know what I'm saying? I'm not over here deeming these women and these sisters because they do whatever they want to do. I just choose not to be with them, man. I'm not, as Tommy Sotomayor used to say. He always said, "A hair hat hooligans." Yeah, I'm not about that life, man. They want to go over there and put weave on, tattoos on, thought it up. Hey, do you? I'm not. That's not what I want. You can't handle a strong black woman, twerking it up, dropping it like it's hot, you know, stretching it out, shaking her rump. It's really sad, man. You get on these social medias and you scrolling, that's all you really see. They just want that attention so bad. Thirsty for the attention, man. Yep. Keisha is off the hook. And you know what's funny, KL? I actually know a Keisha right now. I actually know a Keisha. She's a driver. And yeah, I actually know a Keisha. Talking about Keisha. Yeah. It's funny when you mention that. Yep. I actually know one. Yeah, man. I told her to stop doing that. You going out here twerking. I said, let me tell you something. I said, do you know that twerking is a major mating ritual that women do to let a man know that, hey, I'm available, come and get it. Because that's what men see when y'all twerk like that. You thinking because you're twerking, it's just like mixed signal. You doing what we call mixed signaling. Because you're saying that I'm not looking for men attention, but then yet still you're doing a twerking, a mating ritual move. I say it's no different than a female animal. When she wants a male to, we know how it go. So you doing this type of stuff, but yet still you saying that I'm not looking for the attention. That's BS. Same thing when they put these tight fitting, short fitting outfits and clothes on. You telling the man, hey, I'm available, come and get it. You know what I'm saying? One guy, the Keisha that I know, it was a guy that she'll never see this video. But there's a guy that she knows. She was out there twerking KL, and the guy he took him about a couple of weeks or so to be able to talk to her. Yeah, I've been thinking about you, and everything. She was like, what? He said, yeah, I've been thinking about you, and I've been wanting to get with you, but I ain't know how to really approach you. But I saw you out there doing that twerking dance like that, and you were just throwing that thing, and then I wanted to talk to her. And then to come to make a long story short, KL, she told me that all he wanted to do was just hit. He didn't want to be in a relationship or nothing, And she got offended with him over that. And I said, well, here's the thing about it. I said, you started it. She said, I have a right to twerk if I want to. But I said, you do, but don't expect the outcome when it comes to you. Because it's the same old trope, same old narrative. I can dress up. I can be 304, dressing like a 304, but you don't want me, but you don't want the man to treat you like a 304. Makes no sense. This is their logic. This is female logic. Makes no sense whatsoever. Makes no sense. Because anybody that know, if you were truly interested in being a wife, and a lot of the sisters especially, they don't know what a wife is. They don't know a duty of a wife. They don't have no idea whatsoever. It's all about what? Not a, this wife thing. It's all about them. It's all about them every single time. It's always about them. It's never about, and it's like you've been wanting the sisters to win. They even had Kevin Samuels like we just talked about, but it's a wrap. Guys left that, man. They doing a passport thing. If Kevin Samuels would have been alive today, he would have been a passport bro. And I believe you know it and I know it. Because it wasn't no redeeming these sisters, man. They were over here. In fact, I used to like it when they called on their active food to them than the ones that agreed with them, to really be honest. Because he made a lot of them famous. I'll make you famous. He made a lot of them famous, man. That's the one. Those were the best ones ever. He told that one woman she was average but best. Oh man, the average but best video. That was one of the best ones ever, man. I think after this, I'm gonna go over there and watch that again and get a good laugh, man. He was one of the best that ever did it, man. One of the best that ever did it. Yep, KS, man. Kevin Samuels, man. Yeah, yeah. And that's another thing, though, too, man, with the stress dealing with these dysfunctional ass women. Because again, man, it's all about a man's happiness. And in the Eastern culture, they understand that very well. It's about a man's happiness. Because if she can make the man feel good, feel happy, making sure he has a hot meal on his table, making sure his diet is in check, making sure his blood pressure, cholesterol is in check. And if you're eating the right foods, you're going to automatically get that automatically. But if you're out here in a toxic relationship, then you're out here dealing with GMOs and fast food and all this other nonsense, what you think is going to end up happening. And Kevin looked like he was in great shape, but I know with those Red Bulls he was kicking down, man. The alcohol, man, the Red Bulls, man. Those Bulls is a bad boy. And I don't even drink these energy drinks. Mr. Wayne gave me one of these energy drinks. He over here drinking these Monster. I don't even drink this stuff, man. I'm gonna get rid of it, but he gave me this yesterday. This is the Monster energy drink. You look on the ingredients in the back, man. It's paragraphs of this stuff. This is how bad this shit is here. And we putting this stuff in our body, man. No way in the world I drink Monster drinks. I never drank one, but I won't drink one because we already know, man, it's not good on your heart. It's a stimulant, and it'll have heart palpitations and everything. No way in the world I drink this stuff. This stuff is high in sugar and caffeine, man. And that Red Bull ain't no different. And I admit, when I was younger, I did drink Red Bull. I drank Red Bull before, but it wasn't something that I always drink. I don't drink energy drinks anymore. And I believe it's hard to say what really killed him. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it was, it could be either one of these type of things, though, man, with KS. But yeah, man, getting back on this thing with this passport, man, it's a beautiful thing, man. Yeah, so I know your heart is set in Ethiopia since you spent some time over there. Yeah, man, it's some big ups over there in Ethiopia, man. Yeah, man, that's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing, man. Yep, that is a beautiful thing, man. So, yeah, yeah, I know I got an appointment today to take this car in to get oil change and everything, which I'm probably gonna have to start heading down in that direction. Yeah. Yeah, because I was supposed to bring it in. I got this safety airbag thing going off. Yeah, I may as well start and get headed over there. It's kind of slow here at the airport, man. I'm gonna go ahead and head on over here to head over here to the dealership because I got an appointment today. I'm quite certain it's today. So yeah, it's at 9:30, I do believe, or 9:45, one of the two. So I may as well go on over here. It's a little slow over here right now. I come back over here later. But yeah, man. But other than that, yeah, man. Just kind of talking about it. We were just talking about the Brotherhood of the passport, man. Because You know, white, black, and other, man. You got, all of us, we know what we have to do. We know what we have to do. It's not going to change. You know, the good Western women are already taken. So what does that tell you right there, man? Good ones are taken. This ain't no diss on Western women in general. Just the good ones are already taken. So that means, what do we have left? 304s, thoughts, hyenas, you know what I'm saying? Wildebeest. Klingon, female women Klingons. That's all. That's all we have left. So we talked about the wildebeest, those like the water buffaloes and all the rest of them. We if that's all we have to pick from, man, y'all better get on your passports, man. You better get your passports and roll out if you don't have it already, man. Because I don't consider that. I know a lot of you guys ain't trying to marry that. You know you ain't gonna be doing that. And then what about your children? No peace at home, grayed out, bad health, bad diet. That's why men die earlier than women. It's a toxic environment. Man, I know a guy right now that's married to that Japanese woman, man. She make his days like spring and summer, man. She make it every spring and summer. She cook his breakfast, his snacks, his lunch. Hey, KL, you heard of a bento box, right? It's like this little Japanese snack box. She's over here making this little bento box, man, and things. He's got, going to work. He said because he's ex-military. So he moved his wife back over in America for a minute. And then when he goes to work, people like astonished about his lunch. They said, "What is that, man?" He said, "Yeah, this is what my wife made me. It's a bento box." And he was like saying, "Man, they tasted the food, and they were blown away." And these are some of the things that some of these Eastern women they do. They cook for you. I know that's a strange concept now when we think about it, but yeah, they actually cook for them, man. They cook for them. They take care of house and home. Not causing the scene and all this. Very feminine. Ethiopian women, very feminine, as KL already know. A lot of these Eastern women, Japanese women too. They're very feminine. I find them to be the most feminine. One of them. They're very feminine. A lot of Eastern women are feminine. They are all feminine. They're not trying to be a man. They're not trying to be no hyena, wildebeest, you know what I'm saying? Hippopotamuses, Klingons. They're not trying to do this stuff. They're not trying to be a woman warrior and trying to fight with you, Shit, in the black community, man, shoot. I done heard some horror stories from my brother's situation and all them. I don't know what that life is like because I never been in a situation like that where it got a physical confrontation, where you have to lay physical hands on her. I never been in a relationship like that. I never struck a woman in my life, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so, yeah, I understand though. If I got to get into a physical confrontation with a woman, it ain't even worth being in a relationship, man. Toxic, man. And that's what you call it, toxic, for real. That's toxic, man. Brothers got to roll out, man. Kevin Samuels would have been alive today. He would have been a passport bro. He said, hell with these women. Guys are making great money. Guys are making great money. I mean, guys making over $150,000 and up, and still can't get no respect. We ain't got nothing coming. Shoot, we ain't got nothing coming, man. I mean, when you really think about it, shoot, you ain't making. I mean, it ain't about money. That's the thing about it. You let these Western women tell us that it's about the money, it's not. It's not about the money, gentlemen. That should be better. It's not about the money, ladies and gentlemen. You know what it's about? It's not about the money. Because if that was the case, they would behave better. You can't build a relationship off of money only. Their actions say that it ain't about money only, but it is. Because they said, I don't chase men, I chase the bag. That's what, and we done heard that before, especially in the black community, so-called black community. I don't chase men, I chase the bag. I chase the bag, you know, you know, as opposed to the Eastern culture, they say, hey, I chase the man, and I chase the man with the bag. Instead of saying I just chase the bag, I chase the man with the bag. Because their thing is they want to be married. And you ain't got to be rich. You ain't got to be the man, but shoot. Can you imagine you making over $100,000 a year? You can live in the Philippines and you can live very well. You'll be at the top of the percentage of men in the Philippines. You mean to tell me that I still got to settle for a wildebeest in America when I can settle for a hyena, you know, a long necked giraffe, hippopotamus, but, you know, Klingons and all kind of stuff. Just straight, blatant disrespect. Got to fight to be in a relationship. You know, no, we ain't got to roll out like that, gentlemen. There's another whole world out there. KL said he already been over there in Ethiopia like 3 times. You brothers that like to go, like, ain't nothing wrong with liking black women. I love black women too. But like I said, you go in these other countries over there and to eat African cultures, man, they are very feminine as well too. The African women are very feminine, nice, speak well, you know, because you're gonna have the best of the world because they got their language and stuff like that. They're gonna have an advantage. They're smart. They're supportive. They're gonna be cooking that good African food for you or whatever, you know. And she would even learn how to cook the stuff that you like, you know. Nothing wrong with it. I just want to see men in general win, especially the brothers. I want to see us win. It's time that we got to roll out like Ludacris. Roll out, roll out, roll out, roll out, That's what time it is. Got to roll out, my brothers. Got to roll out. Yeah, the Brotherhood of the Passport Bros movement. Roll out. Yeah. Yep. Brothers got to roll out. White got to roll out. Asians got to roll out. You guys got to roll out, man. It's just how it is. You got to roll on out, man. That Chinese guy I talked to yesterday, Mr. Wang, he told me, man, he said, man, it's bad in China. And he a Chinese man, 30 years old, never been married, no children. He said, you know, it's very hard to date in my culture. I said, oh, man. I said, please do tell. And he did. Because they want you to have all these prerequisites. You got to have a house. You got to be making about 100,000 in China ain't no money. You got to be making about 250. You got to have all your stuff because you got to meet her parents. And you got to have all this stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? Sound familiar? Sound familiar? That's why these Chinese guys are checking out. They're not dealing with Chinese women. Them Chinese guys are rolling over in the Philippines and Thailand. Let's go and keep it 100. Because they can get a woman over there and bring her back to China and they're good. And she's going to learn Mandarin Chinese, you know? I took private Mandarin Chinese lessons myself, only because I wanted to challenge myself a little bit, and then I could be able to speak to my friend that's from China originally, you know? Men, you're gonna have to learn the language too, man. I'm a big stickler on that. If you make some type, she's gonna make sure that you learn her language, whatever it is, Ethiopia, whatever. You gotta learn their language, man. You gotta learn their language. If you gonna learn their language, man, it's all good, man. You learn their language, you know. So when I can say like the Ni Hao Ma, Wahong Ha, Da Shao Isha, Chin Wan, Du Shao Chin. You learn their language, man, you in. You in. I'll be wowing them with Chinese women, I wow them just because I can speak some Mandarin. I'm not 100% fluent, but they know exactly what I'm saying. They be impressed, yeah, and things like that because and that's for the rest of them. You know, Japanese, I can say some things in Japanese too. But the brothers, especially, man, we gotta learn their language, man. Wherever you touch down at, you gotta learn their language because that's gonna give you an advantage. You know, I can have an advantage over a good-looking guy that's better looking than me in their country. Who you think they're gonna pick? If I'm a cool guy, which I am, I'm just average. I ain't nobody, you know, like, you know, on that. I ain't no Shamar Moore. I ain't no Blair Underwood and all the rest of these guys, brothers like that. Morris Chestnut, Tay Diggs, you know, Tyrese. I don't have to be on that level. What gets me in the door too, because I can, you know, if I can speak their language, I'm automatically in, like Flynn, you know what I mean? So I'm encouraging to learn the language, man. Get into that language, man. I got my nephew calling me too. I gotta call him back. If he watching this live stream, nephew, if you watching the live stream right now, yeah, I'm gonna call you back, man. I just said I don't want to break my live stream. I'm almost done. Then I'm gonna call you back. Yeah, my nephew, he been over there to Cartagena, Colombia. He been over there, spent about over 3 weeks over there, you know. And you know what I'm saying? Another thing is that you know, that's another thing though, you know. But because I know I gotta talk to him about some business thing for my brother. But other than that, yeah, that's just been mainly it. That's just been mainly it, man. I just been over here, man, you know, because I don't, you know, that's the thing about it, man. All I'm trying to say is we gotta get in where we fit in, man. We gotta get in where we fit in. That's exactly what it is, man. If we can learn the language, we can learn the language, it's all good. We're trying to get in contact with this guy about this business thing. But yeah, we can get in where we can fit in, it's all good, man. And that's exactly what it is, man. Getting in where we can fit in. Damn, man, I went the wrong way. God darn it. I got to turn back around. Got caught up so used. Yeah, yeah, it's all good. I'll fix it. I will fix it. I will fix it. Yeah, but other than that, man, yeah, that's exactly what it is, gentlemen. We got to roll out. We got to roll out, man. Roll out. That's like that Ludacris song. Got to roll out, man. Nothing's coming in. Look at it. Look how many single men there are. And then you got this red pill community stuff sitting online. You know, hey, man, we ain't got to roll out like that. It ain't going to change. It's not going to change. You guys can afford to go out there. Nothing to be scared about. You just got to do it. Do the darn thing. You know, get your mind right. Get your finances together. Save up some money. If you already got your passport, that's a beautiful step. Get out here. Make it happen, man. Make it happen. You know, that's what time it is, man. Because all this stuff, man, dealing with Klingons, wildebeests, hyenas, hippopotamuses, you know what I'm saying, water buffaloes, it just isn't going to work, man. It's not going to work. We got to do our game, man.
As men, we definitely got to do our thing. Go back down this way and roll back around here. Because it's bad, man. We know it is. Nightclubs are closed up. Nobody go to the nightclubs no more, let alone. The women don't, they just go there to get attention. They ain't looking for no man. You can't even get to one night stand no more if you're into that. And who's into that today, man? You ain't got nothing. Someone taking home a drunk slut. I mean, I would give up 10 or 15 drunk sluts just to be able to find one good woman that is wifey material, that's going to support me, that's going to take care of me and get on my program, man. That's what I'm talking about. I ain't going to marry nobody that refuses to get on my program. I got to get into an altercation with a fight. Because that's what you're doing, when you over here messing around with these Klingons, man. You guys got to leave these Klingon women alone, man. You know? These Klingon women, yeah, they'll trick you off the street, man. Klingon women. We don't need that, man. We don't need that at all. What we need is a woman of the East that is in her culture, in her femininity, on her fitness, being sweet, pleasant, and polite. That's what we need. You know, that's what I'm looking for. I don't know about you, brothers, but that's what I'm looking for. Looking for a good wife, and it don't even matter because I'm an equal opportunist. It doesn't have to be black. It doesn't have to be any of these other ethnic races. Therefore, I'm casting a huge fishing net because I know I'm gonna find something. I'm gonna find something that's gonna be of caliber and of quality to be a wife and then have the children. I appreciate the other light too. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, and have that's really what we should be looking for, man. All this other stuff. Mm-mm. Yep, I'm trying to live, man. Not be all gray in the head, being carrying gray from years of stress, poor diet, bad health. Nobody's trying to do that. They would get on our program easier, man. They want to be on the man's program, man. They are looking for us to be the man, take care of them. They already got all the stuff taken care of at home, cooking, cleaning. They got all this stuff already, man. And some of them, man, shoot. And a lot of them are educated. A lot of them got education, man, degrees, education, they're going out to work. Because you look at the Philippines, man, there's a lot of gay men and lady boy. They got a lot of lady boys over there. So, that's the thing, though. I think Thailand has even more of them, man. I don't worry about that. It is what it is. I'm not into that. I'm not looking for no lady boy. But that's why I don't worry about that stuff. Some of the brothers say, I don't want to go there. Too many lady boys. I don't want that. What I'm saying is, you ain't confused on gender, so you know, and you can deal, they usually will tell you if they lady boy. That'd be the first thing out of my mouth. Are you a lady boy? No, I am not lady boy. Yeah, yeah. Nobody gonna hook up with no lady boy now. There's some guys that go over there and that's their thing, man. Guys go over there. That I ain't knocking the hustle. If that's what you into, then have at it. But a lady boy can't give me children, see? So that's why I'm worried about that stuff, right? I'll go over there because I want a woman, right, to get on my program. And I said a female woman. I'm not confused on gender, transgender, all this stuff. Not into that stuff. It's not my thing. That's what a man into. But he may not want no children. And if that's what he into, that's not what I'm into. I'm all the way heterosexual male that's into women only. Women, that's what I'm into. Women. Where the women at, right? I like the women's body. And not only that, we like the exterior and things like that. And then we're looking for other things too, other than physicality. Yeah. To be able to, you know, to be there as a helpmeet, you know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing wrong with that, man. There's nothing wrong with a woman seeking marriage, just like there's nothing wrong with a man seeking marriage. Because over there, they know what they want. They're not gonna be over here dating a guy if a man ain't interested in being married. It's a waste of time. Don't have to take years to get married to no woman either. You should be able to know your woman within I would say probably about within 6 months or less. Don't take no years to get married. You should be able to know what she's like personality wise. You should be able to know her habits. She should know yours. Y'all can get past that and y'all compatible. What's the problem? Get married. If you can live with his and hers quirks and little issues like that after the honeymoon is over with, get married. Ain't no, well, I gotta see. I still not sure. See, that's the mind of a Western woman. They're afraid of marriage. They expect that everything gotta be perfect and right. And life is not like built off of everything perfect and right. You gotta build that. You got to create that. You got to cultivate that. You don't just get that automatic. But they think that this is like Prince Charming. They think about Snow White. They have this romanticized about because they see this stuff in the movies and Disney so much. It's like they view life that's where it's supposed to be. There's gonna be trials and tribulations in every relationship.
Yep.
There's gonna be trials and tribulations in every relationship. They act like there's no trials and tribulations. But once you start getting to know each other very well, then that relationship is going to be like some comfortable, good pair of shoes that's well worn, well broken in. Because it's like she and you don't want a chance blowing that up and then got to start the cycle all over again, man. That's a good thing about being in relationships and marriage because, that's the whole purpose. So you don't have to be out here doing it all over again. You have somebody that has your back, have your support. That's what I'm talking about. Instead of all this other stuff, you know. That's really what time it is. You got to be able to have a woman, find somebody that you're going to be um, compatible with. You're just not going to find that in America. Sorry, it's rough, it's tough, it's the truth. All the good ones are taken. All the good ones are taken. I don't want to be with no weed smoking, hair hat hooligan of a woman. That ain't gonna work. I don't like tattoos, broken homes. That ain't gonna work. If you come from a culture that's polluted, you automatically behind the eight ball already. That's why a lot of the brothers are single because we don't even have community no more. Listen, white men and everybody else, so that we got it worse than you guys do. And I'm not afraid to admit it. We do. We got it much worse. You know why? Because we don't even have community. It don't get much worse than that. And this for any race. This can happen to any other race. If you don't have community with a father and a mother, how the hell can I try to get next to her and make that make sense and make it work out? It's not gonna work. We just wasted time here. It's foolish thinking to sit up here and to pretend and think like it's all good. It's not. It's not all good. It's not all good. It's not all good, gentlemen. You got to be able to evaluate what it is. Once again, we done heard this talk before. We done heard it before, man. It's time for the men, especially the brothers, to roll out because we don't have community. We don't have solidarity. We don't even have the respect of our own women. And when you don't have those things, you have nothing. You don't have anything. Some of you guys have already rolled out before. That's good. But you're going to have to make a decision. And like I said before, and I may have said this, I'm going to say it right now. Bringing her back over here in the United States, I would not do it. I would not do it. Don't bring her back here. And especially, because again, look at the Western woman. It's a cancer over here. She is going to be affected, man, with the cancer. Do not bring her back here to America, man. I done had white guys tell me that dated Thai women. If they're saying this type of stuff, don't bring her back here, man. You're going to be doing a great disservice to yourself by bringing that woman back here to America, any of these Western world countries. I mean, you know what I'm saying? To keep it real, because you realize we're dealing with a cancer. We're talking about feminism, that's a cancer, and it's spreading. Feminism. If you don't believe me, look at those South Korean women over there. Bunch of feminists. Korean men can't do nothing with Korean women. That's why they gotta marry out. They gotta roll out. Don't believe the hype, man. Stop thinking that all these Asian women is gonna be the deliverers and saviors too. They're not. You just gotta know which countries to mess with. You can't be over there, just over there and think. Stay away from China, South Korea. Stay away from those places, And then the European countries too. Stay away from France. Stay away from just stay away from there. UK, stay away from there. I would stay away from those places. That ain't what you want. That ain't what you want. I got a little time to kill. I think my appointment is at 9:30. So I got a little time here to spare before I go into the dealership and stuff. But but other than that, stay away from those countries, man. I have talked to those men from those countries, and they have already said. That's why you don't never hear me big up a lot of Korean women, especially. It's a needle. You get lucky every now and then, but I'm not willing to take that chance. I'm getting away from feminism. Why am I going to another country for feminism? It don't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, gentlemen. Why would I want to deal with that? Feminism is the worst thing ever. It helped divide men against each other. We can't seem to get on the same page. Before feminism, man, it was all good. You know, as America start to improve, but one thing that still haven't improved is the women, right? The demands are very high. I picked up a woman earlier this morning, 30 years old and single, talking about she don't want to settle. And she's average. She's an average white chick and overweight, little overweight. But the problem is that she knows she still can have choices because she had this little V between her legs. That's all it is. So she accumulate that or assume that as in. I even asked her the question. I said, "Is these men pursuing you for marriage?" She said, "Yeah." I beg to differ. They're not pursuing her to marriage. They may get in a relationship and want to bang, but that's about it. Ain't anybody pursuing that. You were trying to run that down and say, "I want to marry that." And she's a nurse. And you know how I feel about certain women in certain professions that I stay away from. Women as psychologists, nurses, lawyers, police officers, truck drivers, cosmetologists, hairstylists, and all this. There's a whole list of women in those careers I stay away from. I don't mess with them. And all those are root of feminism with those particular careers, especially lawyers. Lawyer women are some of the worst, man. I don't mess with them, man, at all. Most a female lawyer can do for me is to make sure that I stay out of legal trouble or whatever like that, or making sure having some legal work signed or something like that. But to get in a relationship with them, hell no. And most of them are just assholes anyway. That's why a lot of people don't like lawyers in general. Then I'm gonna date one? Shit, that ain't gonna work. No way in the world, man. That ain't gonna work. You know. So that's the thing about it, man. In regards to that, that's why I stay away from this type of stuff like that. I know what I'm talking about. My job is to get my money up. I already got my passport. Keep saving that up, so that therefore I can be able to roll out to these other countries. And I still plan on doing that. I'm still gonna do that. You know. And you guys that's older, it ain't game over, man. The women gonna love you for you, man. It ain't gonna be all this stuff, all this. Oh yeah, it gotta be young, fit, and wild and strapped. No, you know what I'm saying. If you're gonna do that, you should do it for yourself, not for no woman. Because there ain't nothing wrong with having fitness and being in shape. But if that's the only thing, I mean, guys got that over here already, and they still being disrespected. Guys that's making 250 and up is still being disrespected. Think about it. If that was so true, then why aren't these athletes and these special athletes and these entertainers and all that? Look at Johnny Depp. Was he in a bad relationship? You know he was in a breadwinner. If it didn't happen for Johnny Depp, what you think it's gonna do for you? So that's all. They could miss me with that, man. All that bullshit about, oh yeah, he gotta be making a certain amount of money and all that when they're not even a wife. That's what Johnny Depp messed up. Didn't you get the memo? Don't you see them guys thinking because I got so much money, it don't even matter. No, it matters. She got to be a wife. If she's not a wife, you're just wasting your time, my friend. That's what you're doing. I ain't got time to be wasted on no Western mind women. American woman, stay the hell away from me. American woman, let me be. American woman, stay the hell away from me. And that's how I feel. You know, I don't have no hatred towards them, but I don't have no ambitions in being with them because once again, you know, we already know how it's going to go. We have a culture here in America that is not in the man's favor. Let's just keep it real. What are we doing here? All the good women are married and taken. Good Western women, there's not none of them are left. They're married. They married. Guys with money, they swoop them up just like that. But wouldn't you rather be with a 25, 30-year-old vibrant woman of the East instead of dealing with all this stuff over here? They're always telling you what type of guy they want. He got to be a 6 pack, 8 pack. He got to be, 6'3", 6'5", all these unrealistic expectations. Man, you ain't got to be like that. You ain't got to look like Denzel, Brad Pitt, any of these George Clooney. Y'all, you ain't got to look like that. All you gotta do is be a nice guy, and you already got the money because you live in America working. You can go over here in these other countries, make it happen, and settle down and have children with a traditional woman that's family orientated, right? That's going to cook for you, keep the house clean, got your back, speak another language, do your other type of things. She's going to be keeping you tight, doing your bookkeeping, doing things that be able to help out, man. And that's what I'm looking for, man. I'm not looking for a lazy trifling. You know what? Talking about I'm hungry. Where we gonna get something to eat at? She's gonna be over here cooking her food. That's why you gotta learn her language. Because when you learn her language, language is culture. And when you can speak her language, it's even better. It's even better, man. Because you'll start to understand some things. I say this to men: do not bring your woman back to America. Because you're gonna be opening yourself up for a big world of hurt. And you brothers especially. It's even worse for you guys bringing her back here. And I'm going to say it again, the reason why. Because we already don't have community. We don't have any type of real black community, no solidarity. We have a bunch of toxicity here in these so-called black communities. And bringing her an outsider, and she's going to try to corrupt them and things like that, and corrupt the kids. This is why they have to stay where they are. If you're going to go to Japan, they got to stay in Japan. Make sure that they learn Japanese first, which they will. Therefore, if you do visit your family in America, the kids can't be corrupt because, once again, they don't know the English. You want to hold off on that, you know. And, now, they will learn English, but you don't want them being corrupted at a young age. And we know a lot of black folks, black women don't speak Japanese, so you already know, you know. You already know. So that eliminate all that, you know. That's why I say, man, you have to start looking at stuff like this, you know. Because I'm sure I'm not convincing no damn body. I don't even have to convince. If you have been raised in the black community, it's even worse. It's a dumpster fire, you know. It ain't getting no better. It's getting worse. It's a dumpster fire. And I'm not going to sit up here and make it sound like all that. Because, like I said, the good sisters are already married. Just like Western women over here, the ones that married is gone. So we don't have nothing but wildebeest, buffaloes, hyenas, hippopotamuses, Klingons. That's what we have left. That's what we have going on. And I'll be damned if I'm gonna hook up with a damn hyena, water buffalo, Klingons, or whatever like that. Because you know, Klingon women love to fight. You know, because in order, remember what we said about the Klingon ritual? Klingons love to fight. To get into a Klingon mating ritual, you got to strike her across her face. It's a hard slap. Well, that may draw a little blood for a Klingon woman. That lets the Klingon woman know that you're attracted to her. Then you got to battle it out, you know. Even though the Klingon man can conquer the Klingon woman, it's kind of like in a lion, in you know, the pride. When the male lion is dominant, he goes after the female lioness. He has to conquer her first before he can mate with her. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same rituals like that with us, with a twist, because it's toxic. Because not only that you be fighting for the relationship, you're gonna be forever in a battle. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those type of things that I just stay away from. But I'm gonna go and end this live, guys. I appreciate you guys showing up, and so I just wanted to get this, get this point across. Western men, well, no matter what country you are in, you're gonna have to roll on out. It is what it is. You in those Scandinavian countries, you got to roll on out, man. And no man got nothing going on in those Scandinavian countries. Sweden is jacked up. Stay out of Sweden too. Stay out of those Scandinavian countries too. Do not go there. Stay out of those places, man. Don't go to France, UK. Stay out of there. Nothing but a bunch of feminists, bees. You want to stay out of those places, you know, and stay out of China. Stay out of South Korea, right? You don't want to be dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? Nope, not at all. Don't want to deal with that. All right. But other than that, guys, I'm out. I'm going to go ahead and get this, go ahead for this appointment and get this car serviced. And then I'll be doing another live later, man. But this has been a good, I think we covered everything, though. Brotherhood of the Passport Bros and all the rest of this stuff. Yeah, it's about time, man. We got to go ahead on and do the thing, man. I got to stop dealing with these Western hyenas and Klingons and all the rest of them. It ain't gonna work. It's not going to work. You're gonna end up killing each other. Somebody gonna get killed. Either she gonna kill you, you gonna kill her. Why deal with that stuff when you could go ahead and be with something sweet, pleasant, nice, and friendly, fit and friendly, and all this other stuff, and being very feminine, as I said before several times. That is marriage minded women, right? That want to be married and want to have children, offsprings, right? Nothing wrong with that. These women over here ain't trying to do all that. So yeah, I'm out. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate the likes though. Please comment, please like, comment, and subscribe, and things. So it's all good. And then I'm about to get out here after I get this car serviced. Therefore, I could go out here and make it happen, man. Man, gotta make this money, man. So therefore, I'll see you guys on the beaches of the world, man. It's a beautiful thing. Peace and love. I'm out.